Hi, everybody. It's the Holy Yogi. How are you today? Mwah, love you. Hey, let's start the day off right by discussing information that can help you find the guru within inside of you. So, today, what we're going to talk about is real simple. We're going to talk about a message that came in about, why can't we find peace in the world? And when my response was, well, it was a thought. I didn't respond to the post that was in Facebook. My response was, in my world, it is only peace. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you create your world, okay? Your words create your world. So if you are thinking peaceful thoughts, you are speaking peaceful words, you will have a peaceful experience throughout the whole entire world. Everybody wants to blame the Donald because he's the president of the United States, and well, he's a warmonger and he is bombing, countries, etc. And we're talking about bombs, we're talking about going to war. We're seeing, unfortunately, a young man on Facebook commit a murder and being searched. And just recently, there was another young man that went on a shooting spree in Fresno, California. First and foremost, what we want to do is send light and love to the person, unfortunately, that killed the older gentleman as well as the gentleman that was murdered. And most people would say, even my son would say, why? Why would we want to bless his spirit when he committed a hateful crime? And my response to him, you know, we're all angels, ladies and gentlemen. And what I mean by that is that man did not grow up or be born, or his parents, didn't think when they had that wonderful, blessing, bouncing baby boy. He was once a child. And with that in mind, he was an angel. And with that in mind, I am sure he didn't think or want to grow up to be a murderer, nor did his parents want that for him to be that type of individual. We all start off with a clean slate. We are all born again, and we're born again happy. We're born again in love. We're born again in peace. We're not born in sin. I'm sorry. I'm very clear about that. We're born in love. But along the way, sometimes that love gets misunderstood. And that's what I told, my son as he was contemplating the issue. And that reality is that we don't know what his childhood was like. Like, for example, we watched a movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but this one little boy was there was two little boys that grew up in an orphanage. And in a nutshell, one of the boys grew up to become a scientist, etc. And the other little boy, well, he grew up to be a very angry young man, and he never was adopted because of, quite frankly, his anger. But we never know why. And so they went back in time to see why he was, you know, why he was angry. And so, with that in mind, the reason why he was angry, come finding out, was that when he was a little boy, he was rejected. That people made fun of him. People bullied him. People made him feel very insecure and inferior. And when people are hurt and when people are rejected, that's what happens. They turn around and they try to hurt you. And remember this always. People only hurt because they are hurting. And that's where compassion comes in at when we see these type of individuals. Yes, Donald Trump needs a whole lot of compassion, and he needs a whole lot of love, and he needs a whole lot of understanding and acceptance, and what? Forgiveness. That's what life is all about. It's a constant cycle of every millisecond that we all should be loving, accepting, and forgiving. Loving, accepting, and forgiving. Loving, accepting, and forgiving. Every millisecond of every single day. And so by doing so, what we do, we turn shift and counteract that negative energy. If you comply with that energy, so shall you experience that energy. So it is clear, I don't know the old man. I don't know him. But what I do know is that he drew that energy to him. Whatever he was thinking, he drew that experience to him. and his vibrational frequency was kind of low. And so you draw to yourself another low vibrational frequency individual, and voila, one has that experience. A lot of people don't want to deal with that reality, but it's basic karma. It's called cause and effect. Cause you are thinking, hateful, mean, unkind thoughts and things of that nature, so shall you draw that experience to you. For example, what people don't realize was that, Gandhi was assassinated, and so was Martin Luther King. They both were assassinated, even though they were nonviolent. But the reality of the situation is, in the recesses of their mind, they knew, because that they were maybe assassinated, that they had all almost, maybe a self-fulfilled prophecy, visualized their own death, their own assassination. But what was so beautiful, what I know about Gandhi, and when he was assassinated, he immediately his words were, "I love you, I love you, I love you." So that when he transitioned, even when he was being rejected through hate, when he transitioned to his next dimension, he would transition in a state of love. They say, whatever you are thinking at that time of death, so shall you experience in that next lifetime. Smart man. Okay? Because that's all we're doing. We don't truly die. We're immortal beings. We just go transition because we're energy. Energy is neither, destroyed. It just changes form. That's all that it does. That's all that it does. Learn that in basic chemistry and biology and physics. Okay? So with that in mind, that's what you want to do. That's why no matter what's going on outside in the world, in my world, in my mind's eye, that's why I'm every day I am love, I am peace, I am happiness, I am joy. I'm saying that mantra. I am love, I am peace, I am happiness, I am joy. On a consistent daily basis, when I rise in the morning and I'm doing my chanting, I'm doing my breathing, I'm doing my prayers, I'm doing my meditation, I'm marinating in love. Because I know the reality of the situation is, unfortunately, in the outside world, they say 97% of the world is negative. So you got to be prepped, and you got to put your spiritual armor on in order to be prepared for that, to counteract that type of experience. And that's why I know that I don't experience those type of things. I won't experience, we create our reality. That's the reality by what we're thinking. It's so very true. So if you know that, you're in control of your destiny, then knowing that, I know that I'm going to think what I want, and I am is what you manifest and what you experience. So by saying that mantra, I had that experience throughout the whole entire day. And that's what I suggest you do. Now, I'm not saying that experience won't come to you. And when it does, you immediately smile and you do the complete opposite, and you give the love that you want to experience. So I say that to say to you, okay, the first thing you want to do is to not marinate in it. I found that when the gentleman was basically traveling, so many of the Facebook, family and friends, they were like tracking him, and they were like meditating on it, and they were like on hate and angry, but they didn't realize that they were letting that negative energy grow and transfer, and they were marinating in it. And so what was happening at a subconscious level, and could happen in physical, they could draw that experience to him. Yeah, that man can easily, as he's traveling cars, I think they last found him in Philadelphia, they could draw that experience to him and have such the same plight by thinking, get him, grab him, kill him, shoot him. And lo and behold, get him, grab him, kill him, shoot him. That experience may happen to you. So be very conscientious of the fact that the best thing that you could do when such an ill-fated situation happens is to send light and love to the victim, and also send light and love to the criminal. Because to be quite honest, ladies and gentlemen, we all have those seeds. We all have the little angel in us, and we all have the little devil in us. And it's whether or not it's going to be a big seed or a little seed, depending on how much energy we're going to give it. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to focus all of your energies in creating your own world. So the best way that when are you going to find peace? The answer is you will find peace when you decide to be peace. You experience peace when you are peace. It's just that simple. So with that said, it's Ilan Bomani with the Holy Yogi. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free, subscribe. And also, do me a favor, leave a comment in the box. We'd love to hear from you, to get your opinion on the situation and circumstances. Mwah! Stay in light and love. I love you, and I'll see you in the light. Bye-bye for now.